Okay. Well, first off, are you guys super excited for Morning Meltdown 100?
Can't wait.
It
Super
looks
excited.
so cool. Like the more I learn about it, the more I think there's like this glare. Oh well. I feel like the more I learn about it, the more I just don't know. It's just amazing how Beachbody continues to come out with programs that are nothing like anything else that we have before. Like I just love that it's like constantly new things. Like, and this is just, I mean, I think I'm gonna love it even more than 80 Day Obsession because I feel like the results are going to be just as good as 80 Day Obsession. You guys didn't even do, but that, but without the like, yes, there's 100 videos, but it's only 20 to 30 minutes. So it is so much quicker than 80 Day Obsession, which felt like so much work because of how long the workouts were. So, and I like that they even have a way where you can stack the workouts. So I will probably do that too. Like if you're feeling like really good and you have a bunch of time one day, do 2 on that day. And then you free up a weekend, kind of like Lift 4 in that sense. So I really like it. I think it's going to be so unique and different. But I just think the results, like the results for the test group, the coach test group is going to be right before Summit. So they're almost done. So I cannot wait to see those because I think those are going to be what really sells the program. And we get our sample workout this month. So I love that. I have loved that ever since I started doing that last year with Lift 4. The fact that, you know, with Lift 4, I think I sent it to like 70 people. So I definitely will help everybody on the team to really get that out and just start like sending that to people, offering that to people, making a list of every single person you send it to so that you can follow up with them when the program launches. And even while you're doing it, following up with them if they don't commit right away. Because that's what made Lift 4 really successful for all of us on the team. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. But we can talk about that more in a little bit. But I wanted to talk to you guys. So I don't know if you guys follow Kayla Ibanez on Instagram, but I know we've known about her since like winter time. And so I've been following her for a while and I kind of just was like, I felt like I was stuck with my messaging and like my niche on Instagram. And I was like, you know, something's got to give. Like for me, especially, I was like, I really want to figure out how to find more like of the ideal people that would join our team. Like, how do I track them? How do I find them? How do I change my messaging to find those people? So I thought about it. And then I was like, you know, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to buy a one-on-one session with Kayla. And, you know, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't like the most expensive thing I've ever bought for my business, but it wasn't like, you know, $50, but it was worth it because she really, I mean, it was only 90-minute session, but we talked all about me and my business and my story. And then she gave me like a whole, like 20 pages of notes based off of what we talked about, as well as Instagram tips. So I wanted to share with you guys some of those tonight that will help you to kind of change your messaging on your Instagram and in order to really reach the people that are your ideal people. So what she did first was she said to understand why you got started is a great means to connect to people who are currently in the place you were. Relating to these feelings, fears, and dreams is a huge for building honest and meaningful connections. So I want you guys to write down these questions. Why did you decide to start your business? And what is your story? So first you got to start with like, where did you start? What is your story? You got to kind of do like a brain dump. That's what we did on the call with her, like one-on-one. We kind of went through it a little quickly, but so I'm going to just give you guys some of my like examples, but I want you guys to spend some time this week writing that all out for yourself. Like I was writing notes while we were like, I did 5 pages of notes when I was talking to her about all these things. And then she typed it up for me too, which was cool. So I started from the beginning. And for me too, I mean, it's been almost 6 years. So I have to like really, I think that was my issue, was like, I can't remember as vividly at the beginning. So for you guys, it's a little, I know Megan, it's been a few years, but you kind of did like, kind of started your own journey again, like the last year. Shelby, yours is really fresh. So you can really tap into those feelings that you felt beforehand. And those are the people that you need to speak to. So no matter how long you've been in this business or how big of a transformation, yes, you have to share your journey and where you are now, but the way to really reach the people that you can help is to talk more about the past, or to talk about how you used to feel this way. Do you relate to me because I used to struggle with this, or I used to, or whatever you're struggling with now too is always good to talk about. But you know, I kind of like talked about how, okay, it was 6 years ago in August, I had a college roommate who asked me to join. We used to be athletes. We were out of shape. You know, I hated going to the gym. I would get memberships and go once. So I need to talk about that more. I always forget to talk about that. I was doing this for a hobby because I had a corporate job, and I thought, you know, I had to have a 401k. I had to have a corporate job to like make it, you know, that was what I was supposed to do. So like talking about that, because there are people that are sitting at a corporate job right now that are upset and unfulfilled and unhappy. And it's like, I have to speak to them. I have to speak to those people because that's my story, and that's how I can connect with them, and that's what they'll relate to. So whatever your story is at the beginning of your journey, you do have to always reference that, because that's the way that people will relate to you most. They're not going to relate to you as much with the after. They're not going to relate to you as much with the happy life now, as much as, because they're looking, like the people that are already in a really good place aren't going to think that they need Beachbody. You know what I mean? Unless you talk about something that is bothering them right now that could be solved by Beachbody. So another thing that she talked about was discover your ideal client. The purpose is not just about posting what you're into, but posting what your ideal client actually needs and is looking for and asking for. So she said, describe your dream person to work with. So I think for both of you guys, this is a really good thing to brainstorm on. You can either write it out or you can type it up in your phone. Like, who is that dream person to work with as a client, but especially as a coach? Because you do want to, you know, I think more and more, and this is what Kat has always told me and taught me, is quality over quantity. Yes, you want more, you know, you do need a lot of coaches to have a successful business, but you don't need a million coaches. You just need quality. And there's always going to be coaches that are just for the discount, or they say they're going to do a lot and you think they're great and then they don't do anything. That's that's not under your control, you know, what they actually do. But I think I'd rather have a bunch of people that are like-minded, positive, great energy, showing up on stuff, or, you know, trying their best, than a bunch of people that were negative or whatever. So like I told her what my dream person is. I said goal getter, team player, someone who's creative and can come up with their own ideas, not always like looking for me to handhold them on everything, hardworking, quick learner, positive, friendly, you know, all those things. And she was like, okay, so like you need to hone in on that messaging too. But what I really love that she taught me, and that I've never really been good about until I talked to her, and now I'm switching to that, is you have to figure out who you don't want to work with, and you have to be clear about who you don't want to work with. So I don't know if you guys saw my stories. I think it was last week where I was like, this mentorship is for you if, and I said, it's not for you if. So I told her, I don't want anyone negative. I don't want quitters. I don't want drama. I don't want people who don't like to be in a community and team. I don't want people who don't want to learn or grow. So like being open and honest about that with your stories and your posts too. You know, I think she basically is so good at and a lot of people are starting to say this more and more. It's like, you can't help everyone. Stop trying to make all of your posts. And again, this is all stuff I did. So I'm right there with you guys. You can't make your posts so general. It's not going to resonate with everyone, no matter what you do. So be more bold, be more specific about what you have to say. I feel like, you know, I used to struggle a lot with people pleasing ways, and like being very afraid of posting certain things in case people would get upset in my family or friends or whatever. Now I don't care at all, but there is still that little bit of me that does sometimes stop me, until I had this call with Kayla, because she was like, you got to just say the things. So I mean, and again, this might not be your story, but I'm just giving you guys examples that I can easily tell you. So I was afraid to talk about how, you don't need to have a corporate job and you don't need to have a 401k, and there is other options, and this is better for me, because I was so worried that, 90% of my friends and family are corporate. But that's not who I'm trying to help. And maybe they are miserable at their jobs and they have been thinking about doing what I'm doing. So I need to get that message out there, because it could change somebody's life like it changed mine. So I am talking more boldly about it now. And I'm not being like mean to anybody that's in the corporate world. I'm just saying it wasn't for me. There's other options out there, and I'm so glad there were, So being more bold about that kind of stuff is scary, but again, you have all of us to have your back, and there, no matter what, you're not going to resonate with everyone. So you might as well say what you want to say and what is true for you. And I don't know if you guys saw, it's so funny that it was today. You know how God works in mysterious ways. My devotional today was like basically about that too. And it's a Joyce Meyer devotional. And she said, it has been statistically proven that 10% of people will never like you. So stop trying to have a perfect record with everyone and start celebrating who you are. And I was like, amen, amen. And that's why I talk about anxiety. That's why I talk about all those things, because it's like, this is not for the people that will judge me. This is not for the people that will not understand. This is for the people that need to hear it. This is for the people that are searching or dealing with the same thing as me, and I need to help them. So yeah, figure out who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. And you can craft your posts based off of that, as well as your Instagram stories. She said, be crystal clear in your pitches about who you, like I said, do you want to work with and don't. This helps you attract the right people, but also adds a sense of exclusivity, which is a plus for getting your audience to act out of emotion, which is a buying behavior. So it is, you think about it, it used to be this big thing to say there's a room for everybody. There's a seat at every table, and I agree with that. But that means there's a room for everybody on somebody's Beachbody team, but not necessarily your team. So I am trying to I really am trying to move away from my messaging being about everybody all the time, because again, it falls on deaf ears because they are just hearing that message from everybody else. But if you specify the things that you are true to you and what your team and what you want to help people with, then you will find those people, and that will come to them and that will resonate with them, instead of just like, I want to help 5 to 10 people. Again, I've done this. I want to help 5 to 10 people this month. That doesn't talk to anybody. Like, that's so general and basic. So let's try and get more niche down, as they say, and more specific about things. She also kind of went over, let's see what else. I told her like my dream life and like what my goals are and what their goals are. So again, the people that join your team are not going to be 100% like you, but they're going to have a lot of similarities. I feel like our team is obviously very different, but there's a lot of similarities with everyone. So to me, I wrote down all the things that I like. And I said that most of them would have this, or not all, but most. And I said financial freedom. And she said, be specific on the financial freedom. Like, is it student loan debt? Is it whatever? Be specific about, like I said, I want to travel the world. So be specific about that. Like, just think about all those things, and you can talk about that, even if it's not completely true yet. Like, financial freedom and traveling all over the world whenever I want is not obviously happening yet, but it will happen. And so talking about that and resonating with people that want the same thing and feel like they don't have that right now at their corporate job, or maybe they're not working at all, so they feel like that's never going to happen for their family. But now they have a way to make that possibility happen in the future with this opportunity. Does that make sense? Okay. And then she also said, like, what are your ideal customers' pain points? So this is a way that you can really use to write your posts, like your feed posts, talking to their pain points. So one example I did after I talked to her about this was, I literally said, do you feel like has anyone ever told you that's not a real job? And I was resonating with anybody that's had a dream of doing something different with their career and having people say that to them. And that's a pain point. And I was speaking directly to that. So, like feeling unfulfilled, feeling stuck, feeling like they have no purpose. Those are all pain points that you can talk about. And I mean, what's even better is to give your own experience with that pain point. So if you feel like you had no purpose and whatever, and now you do, you're helping people, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're part of a community, like giving, like tying that both together, you know, and doing that. Let me see if I got to, I haven't, okay, I'm almost there. Okay. Cause I want to get to the, like talking about the benefits versus the features too. Another thing is to just say like, to figure out what is stopping them. What are the obstacles that are stopping your ideal people from reaching their goals? This is where your objections come in. What are the objections that you keep getting? I need to take a sip of water, sorry. What are the objections that you keep getting from people? And what was your specific objections that you had at the beginning? Because 9 times out of 10, whatever you thought at the beginning is what your customers are thinking too, what the people you're connecting with are thinking too. So speaking to that, like you listen to the National Wake Up Call every single time they talk about why they didn't sign up right away, what their objection was about becoming a coach. And I mean, I would say 99% of the time they all had objections and said no at first. So I always love to hear that because they are always objections that we all hear too. They're never anything that you've never heard before. They're always the same thing. Oh, I'm not a shake person. Oh, I don't want to sell. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not in the best shape. I'm not in a good enough shape to be a coach, all that stuff. So think about like, okay, do they not believe in themselves? Do they not have the right support around them? Do they feel like a failure? Do they feel like they can't do it? All those things. And then speaking to that and saying, I believe in you. You can change your mindset, like whatever it is, really think about. And whenever you hear an objection, write that down and figure out how you can talk about it in your stories and on your feed to overcome that objection before they even say it. So that they, you know, and not all of them are obviously going to see the post, but the more you kind of address objections ahead of time, the easier it is to get people to sign up because they're hearing that message and they're like, all right, you're right. I'm making excuses. I'm going to do this. So, and then just, yeah, figuring out like what's stopping them and what the solution is, or how that was you before, and how, like, if you were super skeptical of at-home workouts, say that. Don't be afraid to literally say, I was so skeptical of them. I thought you only could get results at the gym, so I didn't do it. And then I finally said, you know, I never was going to the gym. I was always skipping out on the gym. And so I said, all right, I guess I'm going to give this a try because I don't know what else to do. And then you gave it a try and you started seeing results and fell in love with it. And you were like, wow, this was so different than what I thought. So that would be a good way to like share about that objection beforehand in a post or on your stories. I'm trying to think what else. There's so many notes that she gave me. Let me see. She basically said too, ask your following like what they want to see more of from you. So even if it's just like you're messaging your new followers or new people that are connecting with you or watching your stories, asking them like, thank you so much for following my journey and following my page. What would you like to see more of that can help you live a healthier life? Or what tips would you like to see more from me that could help you on your journey? And, you know, a lot of times people won't answer, but sometimes people literally say, I would love more recipes. I would love more of this. Oh, everything you're posting is great and inspiring. So it helps me realize either one, I need to post more of some of the recipes, if that's what they keep saying, or two, what I'm posting is resonating with them and I just got to keep going with it. So it really helps you figure out like what is going to actually help them instead of just posting things that you just hope will help them and you're just kind of guessing. So, you know, always asking them, and even in you can do polls. You can say, would you rather me like share more workouts or more recipes? Would you like me to share more like personal development or like home hacks, whatever it is? And you can do a poll. Those always go over well. I mean, even if you only get a few people to vote, you're still getting a few people's opinion. So I always notice that that's usually the best way to get like at least a quick response from people is saying, what would you like to see more of, and doing the poll with like 2 different options and then maybe doing like a few of those in a row. And then you could literally start planning out posts based off of those topics. Let me see what else. You have to give them what they want to get them in, and then actually give them what they need. So if they don't think they need Shakeology, if they don't think they need the performance line, but they are interested in the workouts, then get them started with the workouts. And then eventually they can see the benefits of the supplements. Or even if it's just like, honestly, and you guys can just create this in like Word or PowerPoint or Canva. But I actually got recipe booklet made. I got some documents made that you guys have probably seen in the, the challenge tracker app. But I just had them created for me. But if you just want to create them yourself, or you have someone that you know that could create them for you, like just creating like a free recipes guide or free personal development guide or something. It could be one page. Like my meal prep guide is one page, I'm pretty sure. And I literally took most of the meal prep tips from Ultimate Portion Fix. Like literally it was like laid out for me, and I just kind of added a few things and like edited a little bit. And so now I have something free to offer people. So what I've been doing is, if someone either tells me that they're struggling with mindset or they're struggling with meal prep, then I will say, oh my gosh, I have a how to get your morning started right guide. Can I email it to you? Oh, I have this meal prep guide. Can I email it to you? And now if people are saying that they want to join my challenge group, but it's not the right time, or they say it's not for me or whatever, they say no in some capacity, I say, totally understand, whatever about the objection. And then I say, can I at least send you this free healthy recipes guide? And they always say yes. They never say no. So I'm actually like giving them something of value that maybe that's the only thing they're ready for right now. But at least I gave them something. And that honestly will set you apart from a lot of other coaches too, by like just providing something free of value for that person. And they'll come back to you because you were willing to give them something without them becoming a customer. And it's the same as just giving them free advice. Like if someone says, I saw you posted about anxiety, like, and they ask you a bunch of questions, and you like just tell them what's worked for you. You suggest things. That's giving them free value too. So just taking that extra step and just like always having something to offer them, even if they're not ready to purchase anything yet, is key. So I want to talk more about talking about the features versus the benefits. Now I have trained you guys on this, like we've all done this, and I'm trying to step so far away from it now. So I'm really glad Kayla brought it up, but she was like, as people in Beachbody and in network marketing, we have talked so much about the features for so long that it's like white noise to people now. And I think everybody does that in any kind of capacity of this, of like selling products and talking about products. But we have to move away from talking about the features and focusing on the benefits and how the people will feel, how their life will change. So example, instead of saying like these are BCAAs, they're vegan, they're 20 grams of protein, you're talking about how it helps with muscle soreness, it helps with muscle strength and growth. You're talking about it makes you feel less sore. So you're not talking about the bullet point facts. You're talking about how it's going to help them. So this is a clue for us with Morning Meltdown. I think it is something where you'll want to talk briefly about like 20 to 30 minutes workouts. But instead of just saying 20 to 30 minute workouts, you're literally going to say, this is perfect for someone who's busy, who's a new mom, who has a ton of kids, who is like working full time, because they don't have more than 30 minutes a day to work out. So that's how you talk about the benefits. Instead of just saying it's 20, 30 minutes, it's 100 workouts, come and get it. Like, you know what I mean? That doesn't resonate with people. The facts don't sell, stories tell, or no. Yeah, something, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's that old adage that I've heard forever, but I didn't even realize I was talking so much about the features. Like saying like, oh, it's a plant-based pre-workout and it tastes like fruit punch. that's not going to get anybody to join unless they already have tried a pre-workout and they like fruit punch. But you've got to talk about how it makes you feel, how it helps your workouts, how you can't live without it. You know, that's what you got to talk about, the features. I mean, the benefits. Gosh, see, the benefits, not the features, not the features. So that's what I want to really encourage you guys. And I mean, I did it. I've been doing it for years. Like even she was even giving an example of how we all as coaches, we say, oh, if you join our challenge group, you get access to 800 workouts. I mean, like how many years have I been saying that and posting that? Like I'm not posting that anymore. I'm not doing those posts anymore because it's not working anymore. Like it's not resonating with people anymore and they've seen it a million times. So talking more about how you will feel better in your skin, how you'll be able to stream this anywhere, how you can get results at home, all those things, and how like just got to focus on that from now on when you're posting about the programs and the products and about coaching too. Like I feel like coaching is more about the benefits than the features because it's not like a physical product. But the products, it's definitely very easy, and even challenge groups, it's very easy to say all the features. So, and I can definitely, I'm still fine tuning. It's like I feel like ever since I talked to her, I'm like second guessing everything that I post as far as when it comes to the business and the products. But it's helping me. It's just because I have to rewire how I'm doing things and how I'm wording things. So the more that I do it, the easier it gets, and the more I can give you guys examples too of how to do it. So she said that you need to talk about all about the solution that you provide, why they should work with you, why and how will you change their life. Why should they work with you and not another person in the industry? So that one, you know, you do got to be careful on how you word that. You just got to kind of be like, I think for both of you guys, you would be like, I'm a mom of 2, I'm a mom of 3, and I'm doing this at home. I'm doing this as a, you know, I'm not in like the corporate world anymore, but I'm doing this as my job to bring in more income for our family, to go on trips or whatever it is, whatever you're, and like, if that's something that you really want in your life, then I can show you how, because I'm on that journey with you. So that is going to resonate. Like, you know, I had someone the other day, and like years ago, this probably would have upset me. And now I'm like, no, it wasn't the right person for me. She's like, you know, I love following your stories. And cause I think she was like interested in stuff, but I didn't know she was also like following other coaches, which happens all the time. So they're like following multiple coaches, kind of probably see who they want to work with, which makes sense. I get it. And now, you know, we're more like, I feel like we're more active on social, like they can find more of us now, but whereas like years ago there wasn't as many of us. But she was like, you know, she just had a baby the same time as me, and we're both going through this newborn stage together, and I just feel like I need her as my coach. And I was like, totally get it, totally understand. And I was happy for her because, you know, she found the person that was right for her, and that's okay that it wasn't me. So I didn't get upset about it. And I'm glad that she realized that like I was different than that girl, and that girl was what she needs, and what is good for her. So, that's why you got to talk about how you're different and how you do things. And, you know, why are you the right person to solve their problem? So just kind of like think about all those, take time to like kind of like think about all that stuff, and kind of when you're not sure what to post or what to say, just go back to all those things I just talked about and talk about those things. I mean, those could be so many different posts and topics. You just take one at a time, and just think about that next time you're talking on your stories and you're talking about your workout or the challenge group or one of the products. Relate it back to your story, your life, and your messaging that you want to get to those people that you know this will be good for and that you can relate to and help. And that's how you can kind of like say, like another way she was saying, so this is an example. So features are, okay, we have Zoom calls, we text, we have support groups, you have support from me and my team, you have monthly support, challenge groups every single month. Again, I say all this stuff, so I'm still trying to learn how to do it. If you're local, we do meetups. So like I'm talking about like all those are the features. But her example for benefits is, I will help you complete the program. I will help you get in shape for your wedding, so you will love all your photos. I will help you feel as awesome as you did pre-baby, so your favorite outfits will fit again, or so you can just rock it and love yourself again. That's like the example she was giving. So I love that. I never said like, I will help you complete the program. Like I've never said it like just like that. Like I think that is so, I got to do that tomorrow. I've like forgot of it. I literally just read that again for the first time. I'm like, oh, I got to use that. And you know,
I just typed that because as you were writing, I was like typing out what I was going to post right now. And I literally just ended with, I can help you feel confident. You can't see that. I can help you feel confident too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like proofreading it. And I was like, I swear I didn't take that.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Like, you know, and I think like, yeah, it's just relating it to that stuff. Like, I will help you do this. I can help you do that. Instead of like, I think for me, like saying like, if you want to do something different with your life and not be in the corporate hustle anymore, I can help you do that. I can help you change your career. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So I just thought that was really key too. And that's why, I mean, honestly, if you follow Kayla, I've actually been really liking her. So I will go back just to her feed posts and I will read through her posts. And although her posts are obviously so different than what we're talking about, because she's trying to attract us to help us with our businesses. I just love how she does it. She ends with question. She just is very good at like really honing in on her message. So if you just need examples of that, even though it's a different topic, I definitely suggest looking at her posts and just kind of seeing how she words it and whatnot. And you can get ideas from that too. But yeah, I mean, I think, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to share. There's so many notes. I'm like, I can't share all of these. It's just too much. Let's see. I feel like there was something else. Oh, like even like taking people's excuses and turning them on their heads. Like today I got, you know, it was a little, you know, we have to be there. There's a point where you got to do a little tough love, but not too much tough love. But I literally had someone who did really good last challenge group message me today. She's like, I haven't worked out in a week. I just need you to motivate me. And I'm like, to be honest, I didn't say it, but I wanted to be like, I have a life and like a million people I'm helping. Like, I can't just always text you every single day to get your workout in. Like, that is too much for one person to handle, like for every challenger. And, you know, it's up to her. Like, I have done my part. I put you in a challenge group. I do check in with her a lot. I do answer her whenever she texts me, but I cannot like be the motivation for her. So I did a post all about how I am my own motivation. And this is true for everyone on the team too. It's like, I can guide you. I can help you. Megan can do the same, but I cannot be your motivation. You have to be your motivation. You have to show up every day. I cannot force you or make you or show up for you, you know? So I'm going to just do a post about that, because that's an objection a lot of people give too. Like, I'm not motivated enough. Well, you know, and some people are never going to listen or never going to resonate with it, but take those and use those. You did the work and push play. Yeah. That's why I was saying, yeah. So that's why, like, just start saying that stuff in your posts, because people need to hear it. They do. And I mean, think about that's how Rachel Hollis, you guys, like, I mean, gosh, I just love her. I'm so excited to see her. I feel like I'm going to cry when we see her, because she is so good. And I know she wasn't as good about it before. Like, because she has come so far in the way she speaks and the way she is bold about everything. And she is just like, stop using, I mean, you watch her videos. She's doing really good at like making these quick videos recently. And they are like, stop making excuses. Like, and I'm like, yes. Like, that fires me up. So I need to start firing everybody else up and start talking like that too. Don't be afraid to be bold, because that's what people need to hear, especially women, you know, like we all need that. We all need that in our life. So let's be that for people. And I think too, like, you know, asking polls on your stories, like, what are you struggling with right now? You know, what's stopping you from getting results? Like, getting to the root of the issue and then talking about it. talking about it, because I think too, like, you guys we're all in different parts of our journey, but I know we are all a lot farther than our day one. So it is hard sometimes to be like, I just don't understand why they won't do their workout. I just don't understand why they won't do this or that, or they don't think they need it. But we used to be that person. So we have to remember that, it's hard sometimes. Trust me. Once you get to like year 6, like me, I'm like pulling my hair out, but I'm like, okay, actually, some people, this is their day 1 or their year 1. So they're not there yet. They're not there yet. And you got to remember that. Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, yeah. So she was just saying, like, IG stories that sell, be bold in calling out excuses and objections that you are getting. And Keila does do a really good job of that. I forgot, she said something, and I got so many things from her that I'm like, I keep forgetting to like post because they were so good, and I can't do it all at once. She said, I love this. I love this. Maybe I'll use this tomorrow. I don't know. She said, do you want to keep your money or keep your problem? And you wouldn't say that necessarily directly to someone, but you could say that on your stories, or you could say it in a post. Like, and people need to hear that though. Like, think about it. Like, I honestly, one of the girls that just signed up on our team, I literally said, and this was Billy giving me the advice, because again, he's very bold. He does not care to, like, he just says what needs to be said. And he's like, you just need to say, what is holding you back from signing up today? Like, what the heck is going on here? And I said it to the 3 people that signed up. I said that to them, and that got them to freaking admit what the problem was. Then I could go back with overcoming that objection, because the one was like, I just am afraid of failing. I'm like, you just got to do it. You just got to leap. And she signed up. But it was because I was bold enough to be like, what is the thing holding you back? Like, I need to know. And then just saying, like, you just need to leap. You just need to jump. Stop letting the fear hold you back. So the more you have those conversations with people, the more you can get to the root of the issue. Because another thing and we are in sales, but everybody's in sales, as Billy always says. I know you guys know that. He says that, like, and other people say it, everyone's in sales. But most of the time, the excuse that people give us is not the real reason. So that's why we have to keep asking questions and really dig. And of course, we can't force somebody to tell us the real reason, and sometimes they won't. But the more you kind of just like ask more questions and dig in, the more you will find out the real reason. Like, if they say, I have to talk to my husband, it might just be that they're just so afraid that they'll fail and that he'll be upset that they spent money because she didn't go through with it. So what? What'd you say?
I said, that's my husband.
Yeah. And well, there's one girl, and I want to help her so bad. She's like a friend of, she's like in a relationship with one of Billy's friends, and she was really fit for a bit, or not really fit, but like she got fit, whatever. And now she like had her second kid, and she's really let herself go. And I mean, she admitted that to me. And she's like, I really want to join your challenge group. I'm like, okay, then let's do this. Like, whatever. And she's like, well, I'm just worried. Like, she can't even get herself to pay the $39 because she's like, I don't think I'm going to do it. Like, if I'm going to buy it and not do it. And I'm like, you got to get over that, and you got to commit to yourself, but she hasn't signed up. And that's a mindset. I mean, that's just her mindset. That's not even her husband. I'm glad. I mean, it's good of her husband to be like, you are not getting this unless you commit to it fully. But what made me really sad was that she literally was like, I'm not going to commit to it, so I can't buy it. And I'm like, that broke my heart, because I'm like, you are hurting yourself. You are holding yourself back only. Like, your husband isn't holding you back. You're holding yourself back. But I mean, I didn't say it like that. I just was like, I'm still trying to encourage her. But so that was the real reason. It wasn't her husband. Like, deep down, it wasn't her husband. It was her not wanting to fully commit to it. So that's how you figure it out, by just kind of like asking and then, talking about it. I think too, just like, especially when you're talking about coaching and your team, just really talking more about like what it means to you, but then also like who you really want, who you're really looking for, who are your, I don't want people that quit. I want people that go all in. I don't want negative Nancy's. I want positive Polly's. I don't know. Is that the word? I don't know. You guys know I like to like say sayings, but then I like forget what they are. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Again, another thing she said, like, just paint a picture. Like, paint a picture with words when you're talking about stuff. Like, even if you're not, you know, going on the trips or getting all the recognition right now, you can still say, like, because you can say this because of the coaches that have done it. Like, even just thinking about Kat. Like, we all know Kat. We all have gotten to know Kat personally. And I mean, she literally makes six figures, quit her job at 24, and has been making six figures since then. She's 31, or about to be 31, I believe. And, you know, she gets to author her own books. Like, she paid off all of her debt. She has her own car and paid for. Like, that. So you know that it's possible because you literally know a girl from Michigan who's just like us, who's done it. So you can paint that picture of the future that you're working towards, that future that, you know, what's your goal? For me, it's like, I'm still doing the Start Today journal with Rachel Hollis. So I constantly write 10 things, 10 dreams in 10 years that I want to happen every day. And I would say, like, let's see, probably 90%. So 9 out of 10 are like not happening anytime soon. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, they're still out of reach, but I'm getting closer every day and I'm thinking about them every day and I'm working towards them every day. So it's like, you know, some of those I'm like not comfortable with sharing yet, but I feel like I need to start sharing more of, like, even just like little snippets of it. Maybe not saying the exact thing, but like, I mean, one of them is I would like to write a book. So, I mean, I can talk about that. Like, that's not something that's like, and if someone judges me for that, I don't care. So I just thought of that off the top of my head. Like, that's something I could definitely, I'm comfortable with sharing and talking about, like, oh, one day, you know, for me, like, I'm, again, just giving you guys an example. Like, I am so obsessed with personal development and how it's changed my life. And I've read hundreds of books on personal development in the last 6 years. So I would love to write a book about my journey to help others the way personal development and those authors' stories have helped me. That would just be a way to share it. Like, I'm not writing this book anytime soon. I haven't started that yet. I'm not going to start that when I know, until I like accomplish a few more things and know that I have more to say. But, it's something I know I'm going to do eventually. So you don't have to talk about just everything that's happening right now. You can talk about your dreams for the future. And I think you guys will have so many more ideas after Summit. Like, I know I keep talking about Summit every time we talk, but I just know, like, that is when, even when I went as a hobby coach, even when I went as a little baby Emerald, in 2016, I literally was like, I have never, like, I left, and I think ever since then, I just kept dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, it just was like, open up my eyes to so much possibility for myself and with this opportunity. And I was like, how could I not dream bigger now after being here this weekend and hearing all those stories and meeting all the other people? And it was like, it just opens your eyes. And I think, you know, definitely come with a notebook and pens and like a big notebook, because you're going to be writing so much. And I want you guys to really go there and have an open mind of like what is possible for you, and write down all the dreams that come to your mind. If there's something that somebody says, like if there's something that a coach has done that you would love that to be your life, or that to be something you do one day, write it down, circle it, highlight it, you know, star it. Don't think that it's not possible for you, because if it's possible that's one thing that I want you guys to go in an open mind with. Don't say that can't be me. Say, if she can do it, so can I. Because every single person that walks on that stage and talks is a normal human being from the United States or Canada, possibly the UK, but usually it's, for right now, it's just US and Canada. Like, they're just, I mean, some of these people literally are from like the smallest hometown with like barely anybody. And you know what I mean? Some of these people are high school dropouts. Lindsay Matway is a high school dropout, for gosh sakes, you know? And so it's just amazing what can be accomplished for all of us. So I'm just so excited for you guys to see that, because I just think it opens up. It's just so you'll understand. I feel like you guys will look at me and you'll be like, oh my gosh, you were right. Like, now I get what you're saying. now I totally, like, you just feel it in your, like,
Can I add
heart.
something to that?
Yeah. I was
Okay.
done talking anyway, so yeah.
No, you're fine. No, it's just subject.
Oh,
So,
what?
What you're talking about everyone being real people, obviously. So when I was with Kim Tebow last week, it was so funny. Like the first thing I did when so I drove her to an event and back and whatever. And so we had
Cool.
like time to talk. But the funniest thing is like as soon as you walk to the car, so like I ended up borrowing my dad's car instead of obviously my minivan because I was like, she's not gonna want to drive in a minivan. She's paying. So I immediately said to her, I was like, oh, it's this car over here. And then, she's like, oh, it's nice. I go, yeah. And I literally said, out of nerves, I was like, it's my dad's. I figured he didn't want to drive, in my minivan car. And she was like, I feel like people always just treat me on this pedestal. She's like, I'm just a human being. I have 9 grandchildren. And so I joked around and I was like, yeah, like I understand where trail mix was made, like in the backseat of my car, I get it. So then we were just like talking the whole night and everything like that. And she just kept relating about like how she's just a real normal person and literally how none of her success, like her story, she was a missionary, like a nobody. She goes, I was just living my life, living my story, and then did not even get like famous or whatever until Tim won a Heisman Trophy.
Right.
It wasn't even me, obviously.
Right.
She's like, and then all of a sudden he tells this story about, like how his mom told him to get an abortion and she didn't and could have killed her. And this whole story went viral when he won his Heisman. She goes, and then immediately I started getting asked to tell my story and I was flown across the world. And before you knew it, the Tebow family was on the map, like
right.
Literally, she's like, I did nothing, she's like, I lived my story and then God lived out my story for me, So it's like through my kid, through her last kid of 5,
Right.
So it's just insane to think like what you're doing now could literally be like, it's your story for later. It doesn't even have to be in your lifetime. Like in your lifetime, I mean, it could be your kids or whatever it is. And literally, like I said, she has 5 kids. It's her last kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and
that's awesome.
So it was just crazy how she put it in perspective. She's like, I am a nobody. She's like, I'm just living out, God's writing the story. And obviously everything was very Christian with her, which is amazing. But she was just saying, she's like, I still am a nobody. She's like, I'm just telling my story, I'm like,
right.
And it's
love that.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. It's like, you just never know. You just never know. So you just got to, what's on your heart needs to get out there because just live your life the best you can. And yeah, I mean, you don't know, like, and that's another thing too, like if you do have all these dreams and goals, you do have to be patient with it too, because it might not happen until you're 40. It might not happen until you're 60. It might happen a year from now. Like it just, you know what I mean? Like you just don't know. So you just got to live each day, moving forward, doing what you want, what you should do. And yeah, sure. And you just don't know too, like how one simple sentence to somebody could help could affect their life. So that's why you got to just like be kind to everybody and help them any way you can, because you just never know when they're going to come around or how it will help them. Or yeah, I mean, and the same with like, I feel like, look at what she did with Tim, like keeping him and then raising him well, made him who he is today too. So she played a role in that as well. And it's just like, wow, powerful stuff.
She literally gave, so of course he's the sweetest person in the world, gives like everyone like individual gifts, for Christmas, whatever. And I guess like when he was 14 or something, I don't know, he was young, or maybe he was 18, whatever. She wears this key and he goes, so everyone thought it was so cute. Oh, Mom, you're the key to my heart. And then he looked at her and was like, no, you're the key to my success. And I was like,
oh, oh my gosh.
He's like, not only did you not give up on me when I was killing you, she's like, because literally she was like rejecting him or whatever.
I didn't even know this story. Like I know his story, but I didn't know that part of his story.
It's insane. So I could tell you guys later, but yeah, anyways. So long story short, the pregnancy was literally killing her. And yeah, so clearly she survived. But it was just so cute how like your kids will, you know what I mean? And like obviously she raised them in a loving home and the Lord like did all this stuff. She goes, but when you get to the age where they're like obviously thinking, doing everything on their own, she's like, for him to hear like, or for her to hear from him you're the key to my success. Like it was just, it all came worth it, you know?
Yeah. Wow. That's beautiful. That's awesome. I bet that was an amazing experience. Yeah, that's cool. So do you guys have anything else that you want to ask or talk about, or
I want to tell Shelby she's doing so good. All your workouts, showing up
Yes, she
every
is.
day. Yeah.
Coming on all the team calls, like
Yes.
that sets you apart. That sets you apart, and that's awesome. You're
I
committed.
know that I haven't been, obviously my team's not growing and I haven't been doing much, but I've been trying to stay really consistent with working out and posting, and well, posting's iffy, but
Stories.
video stories. And I actually used the I can't remember what the app is called to make part of my story today with all
Yes,
the
that was good.
that app is amazing. I've been trying to find an app that would do that. And
What's the app called?
Hold on, I have it right here. It's called Unfold.
Oh yeah. Oh, they said that on the.
That's what she's saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see, and you listened to the National Weight Call and you implemented. That is like, woo! Yes, girl.
So,
yes.
I'm just trying to stay consistent and keep doing what I'm doing and share my story. I actually, when I was sitting here, I went through and I was inviting some people on, or friending some people on Instagram, following people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, like if people aren't coming to you, you gotta go to them. Like that's like number one. Like, and that's what I'm trying to do more of, because I wasn't as good about that. But now I'm kind of like tapped out of people to talk to. So I need to start just like starting up conversations with people on pages and following them and commenting on their stuff. Because also, I mean, another thing that people always bring up is like, if you're not interested in them and what they're doing, they're not going to be interested in you and what you're doing. So you've got to be interested in them too. So you just keep doing what you're doing. Like you're doing really great. Just stay consistent with your journey. Start those connections going. Definitely start posting more on your feed, even if it's just every other day. I would say at least every other day. But also I think Summit, when you're in the track, like, because we're in our specific tracks, I think that's going to be really good for you too, because it's going to be good for where you're at in your business right now. It's going to really help you like with tips and just things that maybe you need to like change up, and we can help you too during and after, like what you need to implement to kind of get the things rolling some more. But just keep going, and you want to keep going up until Summit too. You want to just keep going, and then we gotta. I've told you guys this before. Like we have to share the whole weekend, the whole time, because like that's huge for people to see. And it is, again, only once a year. I mean, yes, we have our local meetups and our Super Saturdays, but this is nothing compared to that. So you have to like make sure we share a lot of that, because that's like the real deal. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Don't give up on what you're doing. You're awesome. And like I said, you're showing up on these calls. You're showing up in the National Weight Call. And every time that you listen to a training, you got to implement, even if it's just one thing. That's my, like, I have to remind myself too, because I'm the queen of listening to as many trainings as I can. But it's like, you got to also implement at least something from it to kind of like, otherwise it's just, what's the point if you're not going to, it's the same as, yeah. One ear out the other. It's the same as reading personal development, but not implementing anything that you're learning. So then like, why are you reading it? If you're not changing your mindset, what is the point of reading it? It's like getting a workout program and then like watching it and not doing the moves. Like it would just make no sense, but so keep it up. Let me get a picture of us, or boomerang. Little boomerang. I'm still bad at these. I'm good at boomerangs, like when they're like cheersing and stuff like that, but like when it's like, I don't know, I'm not good at like mirror pictures either, but maybe it's because I don't have like a good mirror where I live or something. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I feel like the lighting is really bad. How do I get this lighting better? It's like whiting everybody out.
I'm white.
No, I mean, it's like really whiting everybody out. What in the world? Let me see if just a picture would be better. Oh, that's worse. I mean, we'll just, Megan, I just feel bad. It's like whiting you out really bad.
I'm legit white though. Like,
but even me, it's like whiting.
Is that better? Hold on.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Like trying to like hide it a little bit. Okay. Let me see if that turned out.
I was like, you
Oh,
gotta
sorry.
tell us when to go.
Sorry, okay. I'm just doing a picture, not a boomerang.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry. Gosh, this is like too much work. Okay, smile. Okay, let me see if that works. Sorry, guys.
Somebody else hold their
Did it
phone.
all for the gram.
Mm.
It looks like I have like a spotlight, but I can see you guys very good. So I'm gonna keep it. But yeah, anything else? No? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for hopping on. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and let's slay the week. We got this. Let's help all the people. Okay. Oh, wait. I just remembered something. So I'm going to post it in the team page too. But I accidentally ordered too much Recover. Like I have like 3 stacks of them, and Billy hasn't been using it because he hasn't been working out, but he said he's going to start working out. So anyways, this is on recording. Oh, well. So I am going to give, instead of returning it, I'm going to give it away to a team member. And I wanted to go to the person who's helped the most people this month. So, or who helps the most people by Summit. Maybe I'll do that. And this can be anybody with any product. Doesn't have to be a challenge pack. Doesn't have to be a Success Club. It can be Energize. It can be literally, so tally up the people that you help in the next 30 days. I will do it like for 30 days, like till Summit. And then you will get a tub of Orange Recover. So whoever helps the most people get signed up with something. Helps them some way, somehow, will get a whole tub. I mean, that's like what is it, $50 value or $45 value? So yeah, I think it's a good little giveaway for you guys. And it's a good incentive to kind of just help you help anybody and everybody get started. Even if it's just a 3-month trial of BOD, even if it's just a sampler pack, that counts, anything. So I will post about that in the team page tomorrow, but you guys get a head start. So see ya. Have a great night. Okay, now I gotta figure out how to leave. See ya.